The Tale of RNA and DNA. The Origin of Life and Its Discovery. Chapter 1. The Spark of Creation. In the primordial days of Earth, billions of years ago, a restless planet swirled with volcanic fire, electric storms, and vast oceans stretching into the unknown. Within these waters, the first whispers of life began, a tale of chance, chemistry, and destiny. The oceans were rich with molecules, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, tossed and turned by waves and lightning. Among them floated nucleotides, tiny building blocks of something far greater. Through the chaotic dance of nature, these nucleotides began to link together, forming strange, twisting chains. The first of these chains would be called RNA, ribonucleic acid. Unlike anything before, RNA had a special gift: it could copy itself. Unlike lifeless rocks or simple molecules, RNA could make duplicates, ensuring its survival. In a world where chaos reigned, anything that could persist had an advantage. Slowly, across countless generations, RNA strands evolved. Some folded into new shapes, others learned to bind with amino acids, forming primitive proteins. Chapter 2. RNA, the first architect. As time passed, RNA became more than just a self-copying molecule. Some strands learned to assist in chemical reactions, speeding up the formation of life's building blocks. They helped create more RNA, more proteins, and eventually, even primitive cell-like structures. But RNA had a flaw: it was fragile, easily broken by the harsh conditions of early Earth. It needed a stronger partner. Chapter 3. The Birth of DNA. Amid the chaos, a mutation occurred. A new molecule emerged: DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Unlike RNA, DNA had two strands twisted together in a beautiful, stable double helix. This structure protected the precious genetic code within, ensuring that life's instructions could be passed down more accurately. DNA became the great librarian of life, storing vast amounts of information. While RNA continued to serve as the messenger, carrying instructions and helping build proteins, DNA became the blueprint, locked away safely within the first primitive cells. The discovery of RNA and DNA. A scientific journey. Chapter 4. Friedrich Miescher, 1869. The first glimpse of DNA. The journey began with a Swiss physician, Friedrich Miescher, who, in 1869, became the first to discover nuclein, a mysterious substance inside the nucleus of white blood cells. He extracted it from pus-covered bandages in a hospital and noted its unusual chemical properties. This nuclein would later be recognized as DNA. At the time, scientists believed that proteins, not DNA, carried genetic information. Miescher's work was largely overlooked, and it would take nearly a century before DNA's role was fully understood. Chapter 5. DNA as the genetic material. The 1944 breakthrough. In the 1940s, a team of researchers, Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod, and Macklin McCarty, conducted a series of experiments with bacteria that caused pneumonia. They found that when they transferred DNA from one strain of bacteria to another, it changed the bacteria's traits. This was the first solid evidence that DNA, not proteins, was responsible for carrying genetic information. Their discovery was met with skepticism, but it paved the way for the next great breakthrough. Chapter 6. Watson, Crick, and the Double Helix, 1953. A decade later, in 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick, using data from Rosalind Franklin's groundbreaking X-ray crystallography images, uncovered the double helix structure of DNA. This discovery revealed how DNA replicates and stores genetic information, solving one of biology's greatest mysteries. Chapter 7. The RNA World Hypothesis. A glimpse into the past. Even after DNA was understood, scientists still wondered: which molecule came first, DNA or proteins? The answer came from the discovery that RNA could act as both a genetic carrier and a catalyst for biochemical reactions. In the 1960s, researchers found that certain RNA molecules, called ribozymes, could speed up reactions like proteins. This led to the RNA World Hypothesis, which proposed that life may have begun with self-replicating RNA molecules before DNA and proteins evolved. Key contributors to this idea were Carl Woese, 1967, suggested RNA might have been the first genetic molecule. Sidney Altman and Thomas Cech, 1980s, discovered ribozymes, proving that RNA could act like enzymes. Their discoveries revolutionized our understanding of life's origins, showing how RNA could have kick-started evolution before DNA took over. Chapter 8. The thought process behind the discoveries. Each breakthrough in DNA and RNA research followed the same guiding principles. Observation. Early scientists, like Miescher, noticed something unusual in cells. Hypothesis. Researchers like Avery and Woese proposed that DNA or RNA might be responsible for genetic inheritance. Experimentation. Scientists tested their ideas, from transferring genetic material to studying RNA's catalytic abilities. Collaboration. Discoveries like the double helix relied on shared knowledge. Rosalind Franklin's work helped Watson and Crick understand DNA's structure. Thus, the story of RNA and DNA is not just the story of molecules. It is the story of life itself. The echoes of their first meeting still resonate within every living thing today, as DNA continues to pass down the legacy of life, and RNA carries its messages forward. Some thought-provoking quotes. As the pioneers of genetics unraveled the secrets of life, they left behind words that continue to inspire. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Albert Einstein. A principle that drove the work of DNA researchers. We have discovered the secret of life. Francis Crick. Upon uncovering the structure of DNA, life started with little more than an RNA molecule that could copy itself. Carl Woese. On the RNA World Hypothesis. And so, the greatest story ever written, the story of life, was inscribed in the twisted letters of a double helix, waiting billions of years for humanity to uncover its secrets.